here from Fit Society. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our Fit Society warm-up. For those of you guys who are just starting to work your way into the gym, or whether you've been longtime members, it's always good to revisit some of these exercises and mobility tools in order to get yourselves moving, in order to start prepping the right way for your workouts. We're going to start with our floor lunge matrix first. So this is a half kneel position, and we're going to focus a lot on the mobility of our trunk in three-dimension patterns of movement. So our first movement is going to be forward into our sagittal plane. Second movement will be lateral into our frontal plane. And our third position will be transverse plane, or that rotation back at an angle. Now we can take some overhead movements to this. We can take some side rotation movements, some opposite side rotation movements. No matter what direction we're moving, our goal is just to start getting mobile in our trunk. Now we're going to do about 3 or 5 rotations of that. It can be nice and quick, or it can be nice and slow as you slowly start to feel things out. From there, we're going to go straight into our hamstring stretch. So we don't even need to get up off the floor. We're just going to put that leg out nice and far in front of us. We're going to keep a slight micro bend to that knee. We don't want to lock that knee out. Puts a lot of stress on the patella and gives us a little bit more neural tension or nerve tension than it does stretch of that hamstring. So we're going to focus on, again, good upright midline posture. We're going to drive our chest forward, hinging at the hips. We're going to reach to the inside and to the outside. And again, we're going to work through that pattern about 3 to 5 rotations on each leg. These are a great way also just to start to figure out what side feels a little tighter than the other. Maybe we need to focus on a little bit more on our right leg than we do our left leg. It all depends on kind of how we're feeling that day. From there, we're going to move into our floor calf drive. So this is going to put us into a prone position where my goal is to feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg and that calf area. A lot of us have seen this stretch where we're just kind of sitting there holding it, but not here at Fit Society. We focus on our 3 planes of motion. So we're going to rock forward and back in our sagittal plane. We're going to drive our hips side to side into that frontal plane. And then we're going to rotate into that transverse plane, but still focusing on the general mobility of that calf. Now again, you're going to go through that pattern about 3 to 5 times, focusing on the back of that leg and really feeling like you're opening things up. This helps with our ankle mobility, our calf mobility, as well as our hip mobility. From there, our final one that we're going to focus on, our lower extremity stretches, is the Piriformis Stretch, or as some just call it, a butt stretch. There's a few different options that we can have for this one. For some of us that have a little less mobility, we can start in a seated position. All we're trying to do is cross that leg over. We want to have the leg, the femur, and tibia in about a 90-degree position. Again, a good flat midline, and gently just drive forward to feel a nice stretch through those glutes. We can rotate to the inside, to the outside, and focus again on the mobility of those glutes. For some of us that are a little bit more flexible, we're able to work ourselves into an elevated position for this. So try to get, again, a nice 90-degree angle from the knee. We're driving our chest forward, trying to keep good posture of our spine and midline. Again, we can rotate to the inside and to the outside, but solely focused on the mobility of those glutes. Now, for some of us that are a little more flexible, you can work down into that pigeon position. Some of you that are used to yoga have maybe done this before. But again, there are so many different ways that we can focus solely on moving through those patterns and getting ourselves ready for that workout. So that's part 1. Those are our lower extremity exercises. That should take you no more than 3 or 4 minutes to get through when we're going to move on to our upper extremity in part 2.